In today's video, I'm going to show you how to take a simple cake mix and turn it into something spectacular. All of these are so simple and easy to put together, and you will amaze anybody that tries these. Hey y'all, I'm Sammy and welcome to my kitchen. Now sit back and relax and let me take you on this journey to transform a simple old cake mix. Come on y'all, let's go.
Today we're going to start off by making a strawberry banana bread the easy way. Into a large bowl, we're going to start by mashing 2 ripe bananas. Once you have them mashed into the bowl, you're going to add in 3 large eggs. Then you will add in 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. You could even use avocado oil or whatever oil you prefer. Then you will mash that all together and make sure that it is blended very well, and till it's nice and creamy. Once it is all blended, you're going to take 1 box of the strawberry cake mix. Any brand will do. I'm just using the Duncan Hines brand. And then you will mix this well until it is all combined. Now please keep in mind, you could always use a hand mixer too if you don't want to use a whisk, but I just had my bread whisk out, so that's what I used. And it worked just fine. Now just go ahead and pop that bowl over off to the side. Get you a 9x13 that has been sprayed with some non-stick baking spray, and then dump that cake mix on in there. Now you could use a 9x13 like I did, it just cooks quicker, or you could put it in a bread pan, however you wanted to do it. But I was taking this to work, so I wanted to be able to have a lid for it. So this goes into a 350-degree oven for about 45 to 55 minutes if it's in a bread pan, and if it's in the 9x13, it's about 35 to 45 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. Now while that is in the oven cooking, we're going to go ahead and get our icing ready. So I've got 2 cups of powdered sugar right here that I dumped into a medium-sized bowl. We're going to start out with 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream and a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm using the vanilla bean paste so it doesn't take as much. And then you're just going to start by stirring all of this together. Now you'll have to look at the consistency of it and see if you need any more heavy whipping cream. I did add about another tablespoon to mine, but you wanted a thick consistency like you see right here. That way it stays on the cake, but it will thin out as it sits there, and you'll see here in a minute. Now that this strawberry cake or strawberry bread is baked to perfection, we're going to go ahead and let that cool completely before we ice it. And I just went ahead and poured that on. And as you can see, you can even see the little vanilla bean specks in there. And y'all, I just love the vanilla bean paste instead of the vanilla extract. So let me know below if you have tried it and what you think of it. But I just served it up as is, and I put a nice little strawberry slice on there because you can't go wrong with fresh strawberries, right? This is amazing. If you want to try something different, try this strawberry banana bread. You could even turn it into a strawberry banana cake like you see right here. So it's very versatile. Now moving right along, we're going to make some Reese cookie bars. Y'all, I could have made myself sick off these. Into a microwave safe bowl, I've got 1 stick of butter that I have melted down in the microwave. Then I'm going to add in 1 box of yellow cake mix, and like I said before, any brand will do. Pour that right on in, and then add in 2 large eggs, and then you'll mix this together until it makes a dough. It's going to be very thick. It's not going to be like your typical cake mix, and that's exactly what you want because you're going to make a cookie bar base. So once you have that combined, you'll go ahead and move that over and start chopping up your Reese cups, or in my case, I got the Reese eggs because I like it. It has more peanut butter in them. Who's with me on that? All the holiday shapes always have more peanut butter, right? So I went ahead and just chunked those up real quick, and then we're going to add them right on in to that cake mix. Once we have these stirred into the dough a little bit, we're going to take a bag of Reese Pieces. I love Reese Pieces. They are my weakness. I will that and peanut butter M&Ms, y'all. I love them both. But I stirred in a whole bag of the Reese Pieces. It's just one of the little like the snack size bag, I think. I think it was like $1.20 something at Walmart. I'm going to take a cookie sheet right here and spray it with a little bit of nonstick spray, and then I put a little bit of butter on my hands to get this dough out, which I should have dumped the dough first because Holding on to this bowl was a little bit tricky since I had just put butter all over my hands. But it's real life right here, y'all. So the butter just helps that cookie dough not stick to your hands. And then I just kind of flattened it on out. I would say this is probably about a 9 by 13 cookie sheet if you're wanting measurements on it. But I just made sure it was all pressed out into the whole cookie sheet, and then this goes into a 350-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes until they are nice and golden brown like you see right here. And all of the recipes will be linked down in my description box, but I'm just going to go ahead and slice them on up. And I love to eat cookies when they just come out of the oven and they're so nice and hot and fresh with a big old cup of cold milk. You can't go wrong, y'all. But if y'all don't mind, do me a favor and go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become part of my YouTube family. I would love to have y'all. And who wouldn't want to miss these delicious recipes? Am I right? Definitely try these, y'all. They are so good and so easy to make. Nobody will believe it's from a cake mix. Now, moving right along, we're going to make a cinnamon roll poke cake. So we're going to start out by making our cake base. We're going to make this per the directions on the back of the box. I'm starting out with a white cake mix. We're going to add in 3 large eggs. I know a white cake mix only takes the whites of the eggs, but I'm not wasting eggs with the price they are. So it's all going in. I used the water amount that it called for and the oil. We're going to go ahead and mix this on up. Like I said, just follow the directions on the box. Once you have that all mixed together, you'll go ahead and get a 9 by 13 baking dish, and you'll need to spray that. And I'm using the Pam baking spray, or you could use the Baker's Joy spray. That's usually what I have, but I was out of it, so I got the Pam this time, and it works just the same. So I just went ahead and poured all of that cake mix in there, and it's going to bake per the directions on the back of the box. Now, while that's in the oven, we're going to go ahead and make our glaze that's going to go on top of our cake. So I've got 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, 5 tablespoons of butter. We're going to pop that in the microwave and melt that on down until it is nice and smooth. Once you have that all stirred together, we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of cinnamon to the mix. Give that a good stir together. Once you have that nice and combined, we are going to add in a little bit of vanilla to that as well. And you'll notice I'm using the vanilla bean paste again because it is my favorite. Speaking of that, I need to put it on my grocery list because I am running low. Then you'll stir that until it's well combined, just to make sure that that vanilla bean paste is broke up. You're going to add in a 1/2 cup of packed light brown sugar. And just make sure that that is well combined and that there's no more clumps of the brown sugar. You will go ahead and set that aside, and we're going to make our frosting for our cinnamon rolls. So I've got 1 block of softened cream cheese, 1 stick of butter. We're going to melt that together in the microwave just so it's softened, and you can beat this together until it is nice and smooth. You can see how well it is blending right here. If you want to use an electric mixer, please feel free to do so. Once you have that, we're going to add in some more vanilla bean paste or just vanilla extract, whatever you have on hand, it will work. Then we'll just stir that together until everything is nice and blended. Once you have that in there, then we're going to start adding in 2 cups of powdered sugar. I'm going to add it in about 1 cup at a time though, that way it don't go everywhere. And like I said, please feel free to put this in your stand mixer or use your hand mixer. But I'm just using my little handy dandy whisk, and it does just as good. Once you have that in, I'm decided to add in about 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream to kind of give it a little bit more creaminess to it. And I'll just whip that on together. And then once I have that well blended, I'm just going to let that sit off to the side until my cake is ready to be iced. Now that cake is out of the oven, I'm going to go ahead and poke holes all over it. I just have a little wooden chopstick right here. But if you had like a wooden dowel or a wooden spoon or anything like that, you could use it. That way the holes would be bigger. But this worked just as good. Now we're going to take that cinnamon glaze, the sweetened condensed glazed milk that we made, and I'm just going to pour that right over the cake. and try to let it get into those holes. So I do take a rubber spatula once I have all of this in there and just kind of make sure that it goes down in there. It is going to run over the sides, and that's perfectly okay because you want that cinnamony goodness. Once you have that on there, you'll go ahead and take your icing and pour that all over the top like you see right here. And oh my goodness, y'all, I served this up with just a little sprinkle of some cinnamon over it. Does that just not look heavenly? And this tastes just like a cinnamon roll. All right, y'all, next up is a lemon cream cheese dump cake, and this one is to die for. So into a sprayed 9x13 casserole dish, I'm going to put 2 cans of lemon pie filling in there, and then we'll just kind of smooth it on out just to make sure it's nice and even in the bottom. Then we're going to take 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese, and I just cubed this up into like even pieces, and then I'm just going to push that right on into that pie filling just as evenly as I can. Now you do want to make sure that they are pushed down into that pie filling, so when you pour the cake mix over top, that none of that cream cheese is poking up through there. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do right here. And then I just dump it all in there, and then I take my little handy dandy spatula right here, and I'm just going to smooth that on out just to make sure that it is even and you don't have no higher spots. That way it bakes nice with the butter pats that's going to go on top. So you'll take 1 stick of butter, and you're going to cut that into 24 even slices. And then we're just going to spread that out over the top of the cake mix like so. And then this goes into a 350 degree oven for about 35 to 40 minutes until it is nice and golden brown and bubbly like you see right here. Now I'm sure you could probably melt that butter and drizzle it over the top, but I just put the pats on there just like the directions said. But I served this up with some Cool Whip on top of it, and y'all, this was so good. Just look at this coming up out of that dish. Oh, and I put a nice fresh lemon slice right on top of it. Y'all, this was so good. It had enough sweetness and enough tang to it that it was the perfect balance. So definitely give this one a try if you are a lemon lover like me. It is so good. Now let's move right along with these easy peasy lemon squeezy lemon squares. So into a large bowl, I'm going to take 1 16-ounce box of Angel food cake mix. This is the Betty Crocker one. I just dumped that right on in there, and then I'm going to take the zest off of 1 lemon and put that right on into that cake mix. Then we are going to take 1 can of lemon pie filling right into there as well. Now you make sure you get all that pie filling out of that can. You want to scrape that thing until there's no more in there because you want all of that pie filling in this, trust me on it. Once you have all that pie filling in, you want to make sure you mix that together pretty good. You want to mix it slow because that pie filling or the cake mix will kind of poof out of that bowl. And this will be a thicker kind of cake mix per se. You could add some lemon juice in there if you wanted to. I have done that before, just give it a little bit more zest, but that's why I went ahead and put the lemon zest in there because it really does help with it. So as you can see, it will start to expand in the bowl, but just make sure you scrape the bottom of it. That way all that Angel food cake mix is very well combined. Now you'll get a 9x13 sprayed with nonstick spray baking dish, and you'll pour this mixture right on in there. Now you can see that it's very light and airy because of the Angel food cake mix. So once you scrape the bowl, you'll just go ahead and make sure that you smooth that out evenly. And then this goes into a 350 degree oven for about 25 to 35 minutes until it is nice and golden brown. As you can see right here, it will poof up pretty good, but as soon as it starts to cool, it does sink down, and that's how you get the lemon square texture. But these are so light and airy. They are absolutely delicious, and all I do is once it's cooled off, I just sprinkle some powdered sugar right over the top of it before I slice them. And y'all, this makes for a delicious springtime or summer snack or dessert, whatever you want to call it. Just don't call me late when you make these because trust me, they are amazing. Would you just look at these beauties right here? They are so, so good. I think I might have to make me some more of them. So if you liked what you've seen so far, go ahead and give me a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Become part of my YouTube family. I'd love to have y'all.
All right, y'all, that is it for today's video. I truly hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give me thumbs ups and leave me some comments down below. And do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, make sure you still are, because some weird things are happening. But if you're not, make sure you go ahead and press it and become part of my YouTube family. I would love to have y'all. Plus, it's absolutely free, so you're not out anything, but you have all these yummy recipes to gain. If you need any prayers, please let me know down below, and I would be honored to pray for you all. But from my heart to yours, God bless. Bye.